and smacked down. Let's bring in trial attorney Hunter Shkolnik. He's taken on many a big corporation, now says that video and the new pictures are the least of United's problems. What would be the worst of United's problems now?
Right now, the biggest problem for them is the lawsuits that are going to follow. You don't drag a customer off of an airplane like a piece of luggage. You don't drag them and have their head bouncing off of the armrests. You don't drag them down the aisles and watch them bleeding. The next thing they're going to see are the lawsuits that are coming from this event. No doubt about it.
Okay, here's what some people are worried about, and I've seen this on the Twitterverse, that there could be a lawsuit, but that they'll end up suing the security company versus the airline. But, you know, now that one of the security guards is on leave, I'm thinking to myself, they only did what United directed them to do.
Well, there's a question there. I think United is at fault. You don't drag the passenger off and you don't tell someone to do that. But the security company also has responsibility here. You do it in a way where you're not going to hurt the passenger, which is what they did here.
You know, it's interesting. Earlier, Oscar Munoz, the CEO, and now there's a petition to fire him, signed by more than 2,000 people, but the Chinese are getting involved too. It's trending, and more than 100 million people are viewing this thing at this point, or, I mean, it's just gotten out of control. He had said when he refused to volunteer, that's when we had to take action. Okay, you know, even Merriam, the Webster Dictionary, is trolling United. There's a tweet out right now from Merriam, which is, of course, the dictionary, and it says volunteer, and they put out the definition. Volunteer means someone who does something without being forced to do it.
Well, he was being forced to do it. There's no doubt about it. And here the airlines have 100% control over this with very little regulations. They told security, take him off the plane. This man didn't volunteer. This is not volunteering.
Is it enough that Oscar Munoz is now saying we're going to make this right?
No, it's a little bit too little, a little bit too late. The way he came out aggressively.
Somebody's trying to discredit this guy already, and you knew that was coming. Well, they're saying at one point he lost his license. He's a doctor in Kentucky.
Whether or not he lost his license, whether or not he has any problems in his past, has nothing to do with what we saw on that video or on those videos. Him laying on the ground, being dragged out passively. He wasn't kicking and screaming. He was dragged out bleeding. The fact that he had his license revoked or penalized or something has nothing to do with that.
And finally, if you were to take on this case, how much in, I guess, charges, a lawsuit, how big could it get? Multi-million?
Well, there's no question there's a multi-million-dollar lawsuit here. If any lawyer who does this type of work represents the doctor, he's seeking millions of dollars of compensation. He has been abused. He's also been psychologically damaged. He's been physically damaged.
Listen, it's great to see you. But by the way, and this is not a funny situation, but there's a blog called Duffel Blog, which is sort of a military version of The Onion, and they were running this headline: Pentagon awards contract to United Airlines to forcibly remove Assad. So, I mean, really, it's just gotten worse and worse, and now suddenly they're apologizing, but they didn't before then. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hunter Shkolnik of the law firm Napoli Shkolnik. Closing bell ringing in 30